My name is Greg Green, and I'd like to welcome you to my overview on the flipped classroom approach. You might have heard a lot about the flipped classroom lately. I happen to have the privilege of writing a couple articles for CNN on the flipped classroom and what it can do for you as a teacher, school, and even an organization. Me and my staff were so convinced that the flipped classroom had tremendous benefits for our students that we flipped our entire school, and the results have been simply amazing. You also might have heard from others that the flipped classroom is just about a teacher making videos or a fancy technology plan. Before we get into that, first let's look at how we offer educational services now in most typical learning spaces and classrooms. Most of the time, we as teachers and experts have some information to share with our students or participants. That's why they attend. Teachers and experts share with us important information, key points, and tell us how those things are connected to our daily lives. Most of the class time is used to get through that information. Most often we are asked to go home and try and process it for ourselves as homework. Have you ever tried to go through something at home only to forget how to do it or forget what the teacher or expert had reviewed in class? Do your notes seem incomplete or have a question, however no one is around to help? That happens all the time in today's schools and also in most learning environments. But what in case we could fix that? By students reviewing classroom information before class and then students do activities and homework in class, we're able to help all students. With the advancement of today's tech hardware and software tools, we're able to rethink how we do things in the classroom so that our students and participants are more successful. However, let's look at how long the flipped classroom has been around. The flipped concept is nothing new. We've been flipping our classroom for years. Let's examine how the art or ceramics instructor does it. The instructor does not take up a lot of class time to lecture to his or her students. He or she knows the students need their assistance because their parents or others probably cannot help them. Who knows anything about art except artists and art teachers? They also know that art supplies will be difficult to reproduce at home, so they do all their active learning in class. A student or participant will review the works of former great artists outside of class, like Monet, but they start to become the great artists themselves in class with the expert right there to assist them. You see other examples in school, like your Spanish teacher, your woodshop teacher, and even your football coach. They may have their students review some material outside of learning time or space. However, they realize that their participants do have the ability to get expert feedback or have access to supplies, equipment, or support if they need it while they're doing their active learning exercises at home. So they naturally flip their learning environment to make the most of their time with them in a supportive learning environment. Well, if that's successful for those guys, then why not use the same thought process in math or science or other instructional areas? Why not share information before a class session for our students or participants to review and then work directly with them in class? That way, if they need help from an expert or specific equipment or group participants to assist them, they have it. They don't have to wait to become frustrated. Sharing information before class has never been easier. It doesn't have to be terribly complicated. An expert can share information in a number of ways. Technology assists people in sharing information all the time through email, text, and so on. You can use a simple approach that you're already familiar with, or use technology to strengthen your approach and reduce your redundant workload. One of those ways in using technology is screen capture video. Screen capture video is essential and valuable to an educational setting. With today's software, videos are not complicated. They can be created with a computer, microphone, and screen capture software such as Jing and or Camtasia, which are free or relatively inexpensive. Once you record your information, the software processes it as a video quickly and easily, and it can be posted to YouTube and shared with your students. It's just that easy. In a flipped environment, you become even more important as a teacher. Your students and participants need your expertise to make sense of it, ask questions, and for you to provide feedback. To become a flipped instructor, try it with one class or one session. This has been Greg Green with Flip Schools. Thank you.